Hey guys, DJ here at Top Tick Cards and Games, and today I'm going to talk about Shaddolls for the new Challengers Yu-Gi-Oh format. The set just came out recently, and last weekend we saw Big Rise and Burning Abyss play, and I think Shaddolls are the best deck to play against that since Shaddol Fusion just gets insane value against them. So let's get into the list, and then we'll talk about some card choices. First we have our Shaddol monsters, 3 Beast, 2 Squamata, 2 Dragons, Hedgehog, and Falco. Playing a pretty minimal number of Shaddolls, which actually might be too low. We might want to go up to 10, but I chose to stick with the bare minimum for now because they're just the brickiest cards in the deck, which is fairly ironic that I say that, and then hit Glow Up Bulb, which is also a brick, but I wanted an Earth monster to make Shek. Then we have 3 Rydens. Ryden's a light, Ryden fills our graveyard, and it enables a lot of Chaos monsters, which we're playing, so it has a lot of value in the deck. Then we have 1 Denko Seka. You might want to play more of her, honestly. I'm not really sure. I like that the card lets you be very aggressive. It makes it so your opponent can't use their spells and traps when you summon her, so it lets you just OTK right through them. Then we have a pile of Chaos monsters. 2 River Busters, 2 Collapse Serpents. It's just a Dragon Engine. 2 Chaos Sorcerers and BLS. And then Eclipse Wyvern and Darkharm Dragon. These cards give us a ton of power, a lot of OTK potential, a lot of burst damage, and honestly I think that's the best thing about this deck right now. It just craps out damage. Spells, we have 3 Upstart Goblins, 3 Space Typhoon. I kind of hate Typhoon, but Vanity's Emptiness is seeing a lot of play, plus it's very good against Clifford Scout, so playing the maximum number of copies. 3 Fusion, 3 L Fusion, and Super Poly. I'm playing a full 7 Fusion spells. I mean, obviously you could play more fusion spells, but the rest of them would be kind of a stretch. The reason we're playing all these fusion spells is El Shaddol Fusion and Super Poly give you a ton of explosiveness, and Shaddol Fusion is just the best value card in the game. When you're playing against decks like Burning Abyss and they make a Dante and you just dump 2 Shaddolls, or Shaddol plus Attribute and then dump another Shaddol if you make like a Construct, or just get a Shek even, you just get insane value out of the card. Then Foolish Burial and Allure of Darkness. These cards just let you go a little faster, make your deck a little more consistent. Foolish can hit Eclipse Wyvern, which is huge. And then for our traps, I just have 2 Sinister Shadow Games. We're playing no defense at all in this deck, so you have to really be sure about your pushes and make them as well as you can. This variant's power really lies in the stack of Chaos monsters it plays. You just have so many boss monsters, it just creates so many explosive plays. And the sick value you get out of summoning these dragons, attacking with them, then playing like Battle Phase El Shaddol Fusions, since you can just use them to make fusions during combat after you already attack with them and put more damage on the board. So that's how you're going to win most of your games, just doing sweet combat tricks, you know, summoning some Chaos monsters, playing El Shaddol Fusions, and just attacking for a billion damage. We'll go over the extra deck too. The extra deck is really bare bones actually, it's probably kind of lacking. We have rank 4 Castell and Lava Chain. Castell is the one you use the most. Lava Chain is in here actually because it makes Grista. And you can do plays where you will make a Lava Chain, like stack BLS for instance, and then fuse with a Beast and draw your BLS, which can just put an insane amount of damage in play. Plus dumping cards, setting up Eclipse Wyvern, just different plays like that. Just Lava Chain has a lot of uses. Then we have Volcasaurus. Then a lot of fusions, 1 Shek, 1 Grista, 2 Winda, and 3 Constructs. 3 Constructs kind of felt like a stretch, but it's pretty worth it a lot of the time. It's the only one I've ever used 3 of, the only one I've ever felt like I needed this many copies of. You could probably get away with cutting one of these guys, but I think they're worth using. The nice thing if you cut Shek is you can cut Glow Up Bulb, but Construct is just the main workhorse of the deck. You just play Constructs, get value, and attack. Then we have 2 level 8 Synchros, Stardust Spark, and Scrap Dragon. Spark isn't really necessary since we're not playing Vanity, but it's just an effect I like to have. Arcanite Magician, Goyo Guardian, and Armades. Another Synchro, there's 2 other Synchros actually I would really like to fit in here. Leo being one of them, which I cut. It could easily be the Spark Dragon though. And Armory Arm. Armory Arm just adds a lot of power plays to the deck, which is something I've talked about in combination with Bulb. The problem is it's not very easy to make. Your only target in this list is Shaddol Hedgehog. If you play Mathematician, Armory Arm is just insane, and Yazzie is really good too, the new Yang Zing Synchro. So there's the extra deck. I want to talk about a couple cards that I'm not including in my main now that we're here. First of all, with 0 defensive cards, the only one that I really wanted to play was Vanity's Emptiness, because Vanity is just locks your opponent out of the game. That being said, the way this deck works a lot of time is you spend so many resources making your plays, just putting damage on the field. Flipping a Vanity, a lot of times just, if you didn't get there, you didn't get there. Flipping Vanity is almost just like a Band-Aid, and you just hope your opponent doesn't have an answer. And it's like, I don't really want to be on that plan. I want to just kill them. Like, that's just the most efficient thing you can do in here. You could definitely fine-tune this list a lot more for the record. But on that note, I'm not playing Soul Charge because it just doesn't do much. When you don't have a Vanity to back it with or any defensive cards to back it with, that giant setup doesn't matter because your opponent's just going to break it. Other defensive cards I am not playing but considered would be a Bottomless and Compulse. And the last card I'm not playing would be Shaddolls Core. Core's really good. You get to cycle your fusions, kind of play around Wing Blast and stuff. But I just felt that it was too slow, too clunky, and I didn't need a card that I was honestly just hoping to dump in a list like this. I don't want to set it ever. So, other than that, and wanting to test another Denko, that's all I really have to say. The list is really awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's incredibly explosive, so you can have a lot of fun playing it if you like being a playmaker. I would much rather play a deck like this than a bunch of traps and artifacts and stuff. This is just a lot more fun to play with. The extra deck's a little bit rough, but it's a good starting point. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, guys.